Maritime disputes in the East and South China Seas are a pressing matter for the United States, China, and much of the rest of the world. It is a region that is rich in natural resources, home to many of the world's most dynamic economies, and an important global trade route for energy supplies and other goods. It is also a region in which power politics are at play and defense budgets are rising rapidly. China claims roughly 90% of the total area of the South China Sea. This area includes the Paracels and Spratly Island chains, which both Vietnam and the Philippines lay claim to. In addition, the Philippines and China both lay claim to the Scarborough Shoal. Malaysia and Brunei also claim maritime territory in the South China Sea. A similar dispute takes place in the East China Sea, which encompasses the Diaoyu or Senkaku Islands, which are claimed by China, Taiwan, and Japan.
我们坚定捍卫国家主权、安全、领土完整，致力于通过友好谈判，和平解决同邻国的领土、领海、海洋权益争端。
After decades in which the history of this part of the world has been dominated by economic issues, we're beginning to see the reemergence of geopolitical concerns, of competition, of nationalism. And the real question is, can the diplomacy of the Asia-Pacific region handle these new pressures? If we begin to see the tectonic plates really moving, the danger is that 21st century Asia could begin to go the way of 20th century Europe.
South China Sea and East China Sea are different. For East China Sea, it's more political. China considers that we have been invaded by Japan and Japan stole our island. But for South China Sea, largely it's about economics, fishery, and seabed. It has something to do with China's sustainable development. So economics empowers China's international status.
We're not going to engage in an arms race with them. We're not going to escalate tensions there. But we do have to protect our rights. And that has to be very, very clear. We will not be pushed around because we are a tiny state compared to theirs.
Japan is a very powerful country, and yet even it worries about China's rise. It is increasingly worried about Chinese willingness to solve some of these problems through diplomatic compromise.
この内閣の下では、国民の生命財産と領土、領海、領空を断固として守り抜いていくことをここに宣言いたします。
It's changed in large part because of popular sensitivities to the sovereignty dispute, some political opportunism on the part of political leaders. But also now you see the Chinese maritime interests in the region are becoming much more active.
I think at the heart of this issues are Chinese nationalism and a sense of wounding from the past and the projection forward that as it rises economically, there is a larger place for China in the world and the immediate region around them. But it's not really accepted by many others in Asia. So I think this is creating the overall climate of distrust in which these tensions at sea become much more than just about those little rocks.
I think the United States was eager to re-engage with a region that was so economically dynamic. And at the same time, I think the pivot was really a response to others in the region who called for the United States to reassert its presence in the Asia-Pacific because they were concerned about China's rise.
The dilemma facing U.S. foreign policy is nothing short of exquisite. What we have to do is be sufficiently supportive of our friends and allies so they don't go their own way. But we can't be so supportive of them to give them a blank check, so to speak, so they actually then begin to act recklessly.